Welcome back, everyone. First thing we need to do before we can get into the analytics world is actually build a game. So let's switch over to Unity and build a game. What should we call this? We'll call this 3D Buzz Game Analytics.
Alright.
And that looks like a good spot for it. Yes, 3D. I don't care about importing anything so far, so create project. And then we chill. You know, while that's actually doing, what we should talk about is the game we're going to build. So the game we're going to build is, there is a player. Let's go into this. Whoop. Go back to Photoshop, please. Photoshop and get rid of that.
Alrighty.
So the game is, you are a player. We'll just draw a circle in this point, and you have to get to the end target. So from here, click around and walk up there. If you click somewhere, then you will move to that spot. And we go, hooray, that's very hard. Let's also put in a few walls.
Yep.
You love my art assets?
It's beautiful.
Here's why I dropped out of digital design and became a programmer. There will be an enemy here, and he will patrol around. And he'll just keep on patrolling around there. And our goal is to get the player from there to the end area up here. So if we can do that without getting spotted, we are successful.
Simple.
Simples. Let's get going. Now, Unity should have created that project by now. Hooray, we have a new project. I am going to put the game view just over into there and go back to this.
Cool.
I've got a main camera and a directional, so new. Let's put in a
Like the walls?
lane.
Okay.
We'll put the ground in first.
Well, that's pretty important.
Oh yeah. Something that we can click on. I'll make that 50 by 50. Very big world. And then we'll zoom in and just make it like this big.
Yep.
Now we want to have for our player, we'll have a pretty simple capsule. And we'll put that at 0, 0, 0.
Yep.
And that'll be the body. And so that we can see which way our player is looking, we will duplicate that and call this facing direction.
Cool.
And I did spell direction correctly.
That looks
Yes. Be funny if we both got it wrong. And we'll take this one and we'll rotate it in, which way do I want to go? I want to go Z. Sorry, what am I doing? Z, 90. I was hoping I got that right. If I didn't get it right, I would have to go, no, it wasn't Z, it was X, and then I would have been embarrassed. Alright, so we'll put that just there so we can see it a little easier. And now we need to bring him up. So we'll create ourselves an empty thing, an empty game object. We'll call it player, and then we'll parent both of these onto our player. Whoops, onto the player. And then we'll take this guy. Oh, bugger. Undo. I forgot to zero out my player game object before. But parenting. Now we've got our player. And
now we can move it up.
We could move that up, yes, but I also want to make sure that the game object stays at 0. So, whoopsie
Oh, you
daisy.
just want to move the body and stuff up?
Yeah, so I'll move these guys up there. Close enough is good enough in this case. And then we'll move it into there. Okay, cool.
Makes sense.
Rightio, so our player needs to, our body doesn't want to have a capsule collider on it. So we will just copy this guy. And we'll move it onto our player and paste the component in. Paste as new.
That's pretty cool.
Now we'll go to the body. You do not need to have a capsule collider. You can be removed. Everything else is good. Facing direction. You do not need to have a capsule collider. You can be removed. And now we have our player and we can see where he goes as he walks around. Rightio. Let's quickly find the camera. And just so we can see what's happening, move you up, rotate you over so you, whoa. Wrong axis. Rotate on X a bit so we can see what's going on, and then move it up so now we've got this higher overview of where he is. And the player finally, no, I'll come back to you. I don't like the coloring right now in the game because everything's just white.
Everything's just white, yeah.
Alright, so inside of our assets file, or at our project level, that was a hard word to find, we'll create a new folder and call it materials. And whoops, create a new material.
There we are.
Thank you. We'll call this
Sweet, the Unity comes with free lens flares.
map player. Oh yeah, they look pretty cool too.
Yeah.
I'll show them to you in another. What color do you want our player to be? Enemy is red.
Enemy is red.
Do you want to be blue or green?
Oh, I like blue. Blue's a cool
Team
colour.
blue, team blue, team blue. Nick's favourite colour is red.
It's not though.
But everything on your desk is red.
Yeah, well.
What is your favourite colour then?
I don't know. It's, to be honest, it's either blue or green.
Blue, okay.
So either of those selections would have been pretty good.
Nick has so much red stuff. He's got a red keyboard. He's got red
No,
on his shirt right now.
true.
He's got a red background on
I
his
swear
watch.
it's just a coincidence, man.
I reckon you just love the little red spot on my microphone right now, don't you?
Lights it up a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get back to work. All right. So we've got our materials folder. I am now going to also make a scripts folder. And in here, we will create a player. And open up player.
Oh, really? Cool.
Now, if anyone's wondering why we are not switching over to Visual Studio 2017, I don't know that Unity has a support for that just yet. Yeah, maybe they do, and I just haven't updated yet. But the other reason is when we get into the AWS realm, they don't support 2017 yet. So we are going to sit ourselves back over to 2015.
Fine with me.
Radio. So let's get into things. We have our player, and if we want our player to be able to move to a click position, we are first off going to need to have a public float move speed. You know what, we should probably let's skeleton in the whole thing first instead of going into the details. We'll put in an enum, so public enum player state movement, and in that we'll put stationary and moving. We don't need start. Actually, yeah, we will need start a bit later on. So let's put update. Update, we're going to do if input dot get mouse button down. If you left click somewhere, then we will handle left click. And if you don't do that, then, well, even if you do that, we will just also update movement.
Yep.
Create that. Keyboard shortcuts for anyone who doesn't know how I just did that. Control dot to bring up the what do you want to do with this.
You know what, I've been using Microsoft Visual Studio for a while, and I didn't even know that one.
Really?
No, I just type them out myself.
Man, I'm going to find you all kinds of cool tricks. All kinds. You know you can make boxes.
What? You mean boxes?
Whoa.
Oh, wow. You like your mouse shortcuts. Jeez.
Keyboard shortcuts are the coolest thing in the world.
The keyboard shortcuts, yeah.
Okay, so if we are going to put in an update movement, well, let's look at handle left click first. So where did we click? When we click on a position, we want to see, did we click on the ground? And can we actually move to that position? So we'll do that by ray casting. So we say ray equal to camera.main. Dot screen point to ray input dot mouse position. So Nick, who is a bit new to Unity, let's quickly explain what this is doing. A ray cast is saying shoot an invisible line from some point to some point and tell me what you hit. In this case, we can say look at the camera, that main camera that we are, and take that screen point that we have clicked on, and what point is the mouse in? Well, it's at the mouse position. So wherever the mouse is on screen, take that and shoot it from the camera directly into the world. You can't see what I'm doing over there when you're at home watching, but my hand is going into the world. All right, and when we hit something, we are going to output some where we hit. So raycast hit info, or raycast hit, which we'll call hit info. And inside of that, we'll say if, and we'll take advantage of the physics engine, physics.raycast.
And Unity's got a lot of stuff.
Unity's got some cool stuff. We'll pass in our ray. We are going to
I think that's supposed to... Oh, wait, isn't... Yeah, sorry, you're right. Yeah.
Lots of overload methods. So,
cool.
We are actually going to switch over to the second, or the third one, or the fourth one. I don't know, let's find out. Ray... Yes, I want to take advantage of an out.
You want the hit info out, right?
I did. I just don't know which one I'm going to use for. I'm just going to type, and it's going to figure it out. I probably should have looked up which one I was going to use so you at home could see it. However, I haven't done that. I'm a bad person. Hit info. Hit info. How far do I want to shoot that thing for? I want to shoot it to mathf.infinity to just keep on going all the way away. And I also want to know which layer mask I'm going to be dealing with. So I haven't set this up yet, but click layer.
Interesting. Okay.
Click layer dot value. We'll come back to this click layer in a moment, and let's quickly put this in. If hit info dot collider dot game object dot name, and to make sure that we don't stuff, I don't stuff this one up, because usually I tend to go ground in some places and ground in others.
Equals instead of.
I know, I haven't finished writing it out yet, Nick.
Yeah, but you passed it into the to lower method.
Oh, right, yes, good point, good point. Nick is correct on that one. Equals to, rightio. So I tend to sometimes write some things out as ground, and then some things out as ground, so little g or big G, and it gets me really annoyed that I just forget which one I do, so I throw a 2 lower on there, and then, fix myself up. And we'll do this with, if you've clicked on somewhere and it was the ground, we'll do set move target.
Alrighty.
And where are we going to move our point to? We are going to move to hitinfo.point, which is the where did the ray hit in the world.
Alright.
Okay, cool.
Interesting.
And now set to move target says I don't exist, so control dot to generate the method, enter so that we can set ourselves to go there.
Fancy keyboard shortcuts again.
Oh yeah, keyboard shortcuts are great. Like the one I just clicked that I don't know what I did.
What just happened?
I pressed control to the end, and it goes other side.
I know that one.
Alright, let's stop looking at those and move into these ones. So set move target. We need to know where are we going to be moving to. So for this we need to store the position somewhere. So let's put in here some more things. We know how fast we want to move there, so public float move speed. We also want to put in a target position. Whoops. Public vector 3 target position. We want to have we need to have a state that we're currently in, so I am just going to copy and paste this one. Public player state movement and no, that's really all I need for this one, isn't it? Just we know where we're going to click and set that position and tell us that we are now moving in, because it is public. I will set it as capital S. Radio. So over here to set move target, we're going to do target position is equal to point, and then set state. Now we could just do this. State movement is equal to player state movement dot. We are now going to be moving, because hooray, we will now be moving.
Makes sense to me.
Alright, cool. Let's check how long this video is going for so far. We are up to, how far are we up to? 12 minutes. Alright, cool. I think we might just quickly end this one here and move on to the next one.
Cool.
So we will come back in just a second, everybody.